The other ones show the place in the sky of the moon, the sun, and the 5 planets that the ancients knew about.
What if we weren't the first to map the stars, build machines, or understand science? When divers found a strange corroded object at the bottom of the Aegean Sea, they thought it was junk. But it wasn't. It was a mechanical computer made 2,000 years ago, too advanced, precise, and impossible. So who created it? What else is hidden beneath our oceans that could change our understanding of history? Stay with us. What we might discover could change everything we know about civilization. The dive that changed history. A wreck in the depths. What starts as an ordinary sponge dive in 1901 quickly transforms into a story that will challenge your understanding of history. These Greek divers, tough guys working between the mainland and Crete near a craggy spot called Antikythera, are simply after their daily catch. Sponges, nothing fancy, just the usual grind. But the sea has other plans. A storm brews, throwing them off course and forcing them to dive into rough waters. One diver reaches the bottom, expecting the usual fuzzy harvest, but instead finds a scene that looks like a broken museum. Shattered statues, twisted bronze pieces, and what seems to be bones sticking out of the muck. This is not just wreckage, these are ancient treasures. Sculptures, beautifully carved and frozen in time beneath layers of silt. The first diver to discover this, Elias Stadiatis, bolts up gasping, his face reflecting disbelief. It's not sharks or underwater caves that frighten him. "Skeletons down there," he exclaims. The crew is shocked and intrigued, urging each other to gear up and take another look. Upon closer inspection, it's clear there are no bones. Instead, they've stumbled upon a Roman-era shipwreck, sunk for about 2,000 years, likely transporting goods from Greek ports to Rome. Art, tribute items for some prominent figures, statues, coins, and more. The wreck lies 45 meters deep, its treasures encrusted in centuries of sediment. Some pieces are remarkably well preserved, bronze limbs without bodies, disembodied heads, luxuries that had not seen the light of day in ages. The crew pulls up arm fragments, marble torsos, and eerie artifacts from a long-vanished world. Archaeologists later date the wreck to around 60 to 70 BCE. What caused the ship to sink? Was it a storm or an overloaded cargo? Who knows, but the stash clearly hints at affluence. So, why is this discovery still sparking debates among experts? And here's the real puzzle. How did a sophisticated mechanism, like the corroded gadget found among the ruins, end up in a time that was not expected to produce such advanced machines? The discovery. A forgotten machine emerges. The finding that altered our understanding of history. Sure, divers recover old wrecks all the time, but this one, it's a true curveball from the gods. They pull up a crusty lump, a bronze blob stuck to wood and rock, like a bad art project from the sea. At first glance, not much to see, wreck junk. Nobody notices the significance. That battered brick, the size of a shoebox and crumbling like stale bread, turns out to be the original analog brain, the world's first computer, rust and all. Back in its day, it resembled a broken doorstop, all banged up, falling apart, whispering, "Fix me." Scholars place it in the Athens National Archaeological Museum among statue scraps. Years go by, nobody pays attention, until 1902, when Greek digger Valerios Stais examines a piece and spots a bronze gear stuck inside. It's too intricate to be mere decoration. Wait a minute, he thinks. This isn't just for looks. That tiny wheel drops a huge clue. For decades, the mechanism has confounded historians who struggle to fit it into the "what did the Greeks really build?" narrative. They dismiss it. Nah, too advanced. In the 1950s, British physicist Derek John de Solla Price made a breakthrough by examining it using X-rays and gamma rays. He uncovers dozens of bronze gears packed tightly, like a watch, with layers just millimeters apart. The craftsmanship, comparable to a 14th century clock, teeth carved with pinpoint precision. One wheel features 223 nubs on a 13-centimeter diameter, while another has 127. These aren't random. They mirror celestial movements, the moon's wobble, and the sun's trajectory. How did they know all this? The device gradually becomes known as the Antikythera mechanism, and its purpose gradually comes into focus. Was it an eclipse tracker, a lunar planner, or an Olympic timer? The question remains, how did they achieve all of the above? The engineering leap presented by the Antikythera mechanism vanished for a millennium. There was no steel, no electricity. Yet this device operated with precision, as if it were cheating. Further analysis reveals fine inscriptions. These aren't just doodles, but complex maps of lunar phases and planetary movements, with clues suggesting "use me." Theories abound. It could be an eclipse predictor, a star clock, or a game device. None of these explanations fully captures its essence. The mystery lies in the how. How did such advanced technology end up in a Roman wreck in the middle of the Aegean? If it's genuine, it suggests the ancients were operating at a far more advanced level than we realized, which could rewrite history. This opens up a floodgate of questions. What else lies in plain sight? How many dusty museum shelves hold fragments labeled random bronze that conceal unseen brilliance? The mechanism stands uniquely as the sole survivor of its kind, challenging us to rethink our understanding of ancient intelligence. It shakes the foundations of our perception, prompting us to consider, what else have we overlooked in the sand? To this day, nothing comes close to its complexity. It remains the ancient outlier, compelling us to confront the gaps in our knowledge. If they built this, what else has slipped through the cracks? AI enters the mystery, the digital resurrection. AI unraveling the cosmic mystery. For over a century, scholars have examined the Antikythera mechanism as if it were a Rubik's Cube from the gods. Extraordinary, no doubt, but every attempt to understand it raised more questions than answers. Gears? Check astronomical notes? Yes. A connection to astronomy? Obvious. But how it actually worked remained a mystery. Why did the ancient Greeks create this device? Nobody knew. Enter AI, not to overshadow human ingenuity, but to enhance our curiosity and exploration. As recently as 2021, a team from UCL revisited the Antikythera mechanism, collecting every fragment, rusty jars, faded Greek inscriptions, and the pitted edges worn down by the sea over 2,000 years. With no specific agenda, their approach was simply, let's see where this rabbit hole leads us. They utilized AI, relentless and tireless, sifting through the fragments for patterns that would take a lifetime for humans to uncover. In the early stages, the results were limited, filling in missing gears and hypothesizing about broken links. But once the AI received more data, everything changed. It began reconstructing lost components, gears snapping together perfectly, revealing lunar phase cycles and accurate predictions of eclipses. What once seemed like a jumble of scraps became a working marvel. The mechanism wasn't merely a clock, it was a sophisticated cosmic instrument, a shoebox-sized oracle that mapped the drifting moon and planetary movements and synchronized lunar-solar years in a neat 19-year cycle. This is not speculation. It's tested and true, ticking as if it were brand new. The findings challenge everything we thought we knew about ancient technology. What astonished the team most was the level of detail. AI could identify the orbits of Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, and Saturn, 5 celestial bodies dancing together in a mechanical ballet, all within a device no larger than a pair of sneakers. The surprise? There were no plugs, screens, or telescopes, just ingenious bronze components, mathematical ratios, and craftsmanship that shouted, "We understood this." The project gained momentum as AI deciphered intricate etchings on the inner panels, faint Greek texts that turned out to be manuals. These were user guides for this remarkable device, matching the rebuild word for word. From then on, the Antikythera mechanism was no longer an obscure enigma. It emerged as a deliberate and thoughtful achievement, rivaling 17th century innovations, each gear precisely crafted. Deeper explorations presented bigger challenges. The mechanical tricks, like differential gearing and spiral mathematics, seemed advanced, perhaps too sophisticated for the Hellenistic era. They felt out of place. This raises a crucial question. It's no longer about how it was built, but who created it. Was there a singular genius behind it, or was it the product of a lost school of innovators, a hidden laboratory of brilliance that history has overlooked? If this were their abacus, what else might have emerged from those ancient workshops? Calendars? Navigation devices for the stars? Entire realms of knowledge that we have yet to discover? Rethinking ancient intelligence, a lost era of genius, flipping the script on old-school genius. We've long tended to look down on ancient civilizations. We gaze at their crumbling walls, yellowed scrolls, and rusty tools, thinking, "Oh, that's cute," for back then. There's always been this quiet assumption. They were bright, but not as sharp as we are now. Progress? A straight line, with us at the peak. But then there's the Antikythera mechanism. As we begin to understand it, it forces us to reassess our views. This remarkable discovery reveals intellectual prowess we underestimated, all the brilliance we overlooked. Historians had neatly segmented history. Machines got advanced here, real science emerged there. But this 2,000-year-old artifact shakes the entire framework. It shows that whispers of modern innovation were echoing much earlier, ideas simmering beneath the surface, just waiting for us to catch up. It's a real wake-up call. Knowledge can easily fade away. Rediscovering it is like shaking off a nap you didn't even realize you took. This isn't just a fascinating artifact. It's a message from people who matched our wow moment for moment. They were builders, puzzle solvers, and stargazers. They didn't just gaze at the sky. They tracked it, understood its rhythms, and captured those patterns in bronze. Digging deeper, it becomes clear that this goes beyond mere science. In ancient Greece, the stars weren't just points of light. They represented fate, rituals, and profound ideas. The harmony of the cosmos was seen as a divine endorsement. Today, scholars speculate, was there a sacred dimension? Did priests synchronize lunar cycles for ceremonies, or did politicians look to the stars for decision-making? This device wasn't merely a tool, but a talisman, a badge of wisdom, a bridge between earth and sky. That realization alone turns our notion of primitive on its head. It suggests there are lost chapters, innovations dismissed because they didn't fit our neat narratives, and entire what-ifs volumes remain hidden and misclassified as myth. The most humbling fact is that it took our advanced technology, our cutting-edge AI, to finally decipher the code. This says more about our blind spots today than any oversight in the past. The new AI legacy, what we know now. The AI revolution and its implications have sparked a new interest in ancient technology. The recent advancements that allowed AI to decode the mysteries of the Antikythera mechanism didn't just provide answers. They marked the end of a century of confusion about this ancient artifact. This breakthrough has ignited curiosity, prompting many people to reconsider what else we may have overlooked from the past. What other innovations might have slipped under our radar if the Greeks created this remarkable device, a tiny star mapping machine? For instance, consider the Babylonians, who meticulously tracked celestial movements without telescopes, using clay tablets and sheer determination to map the orbits of heavenly bodies. Their methods were careful and methodical, revealing a deep understanding of the cosmos. Similarly, the Egyptians aligned their cities and temples with astronomical events like the solstice, building structures that reflect an intricate knowledge of the skies. This alignment wasn't coincidental, but a deliberate choice, etched in stone. Like the Greeks, the Egyptians likely developed tools with significant cultural and spiritual importance. As we reevaluate these ancient civilizations, the narrative shifts from simply admiring grand monuments to questioning the subtle details we missed. While stone structures endure the test of time, materials like wood, leather, and bronze often disappear, taking with them valuable knowledge. However, AI is emerging as a digital archaeologist, resurrecting forgotten wisdom. Rediscovering lost knowledge may be gradual, but it's steadily unfolding. Looking ahead to 2025, an Argentine team is running simulations on the gears of the Antikythera mechanism, discovering that the triangular teeth required exact cuts. A single mistake could lead to months of delays. This finding raises questions. Was it merely a ceremonial piece, not used for daily tasks? Or is it a remnant of a much more sophisticated machine? By late 2024, divers returned to the shipwreck site, recovering older wooden scraps. Preliminary tests date these remnants to 235 BCE, 150 years earlier than the previously believed date of 80 BCE. This revelation indicates that it may not have been a single ship, but rather a collection of ships, possibly transporting multiple mechanisms, like a fleet of cosmic clocks. In European labs, researchers are quietly buzzing with activity. They use AI and 3D scans to create precise replicas of these ancient devices. Experts expect a working model by 2025, the first in 2 millennia. This leaves us with an intriguing question. What else might AI help us uncover from the dust of history? Are there dusty archives waiting to be revisited? Could there be misclassified artifacts in museums? Or a long-forgotten wreck we've overlooked for decades? The biggest question is how much of the ancient world we may have misunderstood. With AI as our ally, are we finally prepared to discover what we've missed? Share your thoughts below. What lost technology are you curious about? If this sparked your interest, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more explorations through time, and share the excitement. Our next video is queued up. Tap over and let's continue chasing these echoes from the past.